Settle down.
Welcome back, everybody. We are here with episode 14 of the Settle Down podcast. We are almost one away from, oh God, I can't do math. If we had Zach here, he would know the exact, we are something fraction away to 100 episodes. And yeah, it's good to be back. We had a tough weekend. We'll get into that in a bit. But I hope everyone had a fun week of watching college football. If you did, if you didn't, I don't know what you did with your life, but it probably sucked. Yeah, let's kick it off with you. How did your week go from last episode till now?
It was pretty good. We had a bunch of people over this weekend. It was a good time. Played Snappa, had a bunch of food, I don't know. It was really fun to hang out with all my friends and have a good time. And I don't know, I was happy, even though we sucked against Washington. It was a good time to hang out with some of the people I love.
Yeah,
so
I agree. What was, minus the food that we bought and made, what's the best food that someone brought? Like, what was the highlight?
I don't know. We had the best. So, the jungle juice, White's jungle juice.
Really?
Yeah, I had 5 cups of it, and yeah, I was.
Dude, that shit was
you
strong.
were asleep while Yaya had to chug a bunch, dude. His facial expression. I mean, I couldn't stop
Yeah,
laughing.
it was
It was
bad,
like
bro.
it was just the funniest shit on earth, dude. I just couldn't
Well,
stop.
dude, okay, real quick. Me and Cody are undefeated in Snappa in this house. Just saying.
We
But
are, dude.
Jenna, Isabel's big. Isabel and Jenna and me and Cody were playing Snappa, and Jenna sunk my cup. Like, just
Shit was funny as fuck.
threw it up there
Yeah.
and just didn't even care and just
Yeah.
sunk it. I was like, okay, I had to chug like half a cup of this jungle juice, and it was just not it, bro. Like, it was not it. But I don't know. It was good. It was a good time though. What about you? What was your favorite side dish? Or
Ooh, those cookies were pretty fire last night that I had. Yeah, those were pretty good late night. The mac and cheese, I think Savannah brought the one. I didn't have Hunter's one. But that mac and cheese was pretty good as well. But yeah, overall of the week, I'd say the mac and cheese. I love a good mac and cheese.
Yeah.
Even if it was store bought, but it's
can't go wrong.
Fire. Yeah, can't go wrong. But other than that, how'd last week go? Wasn't bad. Had a good recording session with Zuch and Diego. That's always fun to just listen in on them. And then before the game, you and I went Tuesday before we recorded that episode last one. We went out, bought a bunch of food for the game day, and me and Cody made those sliders, which were fucking awesome.
Oh yeah, dude, those are so good.
Yeah, so easy.
They were all gone. Everyone ate all of them.
Everyone ate them. If you want this simple recipe, what we did,
23.
Yeah, a lot. If anyone wants this recipe, what it is just a Hawaiian roll, or like a big thing of Hawaiian rolls. Slice it all in half. Ground some beef down. Put some American cheese on the bottom. Once that beef is all ground and cooked, put it on top of that cheese. A little lettuce. We forgot the onions. We should have done the onions too, but lettuce and then some it's like secret sauce, like almost like Big Mac sauce, little Big Mac sliders. Put the bun on top, melt some butter down, sprinkle that, spray or paint that on top of it. Put it in the oven at 350 for about 15 minutes. Just get those buns nice and toasty, and then bring it out, and it's amazing. So super easy, super quick, super cheap too.
Sean also smoked a pork butt and made pulled pork sliders on top of those.
Yeah. That was so that process was kind of scary for me, at least, just because I've never done an overnight one. Usually when I make pulled pork, it's for dinner, so I'll have all day to cook it. So at, I think it was 12:30 a.m. the day before the game, I put the pork on 225 on the smoker and just had to check it every couple hours. I think I fell asleep at like 3 and then woke up at 6. Checked it again, realized we were almost out of pellets. So I was like, shit. So then I woke up at 7, went to Albertsons, grabbed more pellets, refilled it.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, that was before. Yeah, it was early. But needless to say, after the game, I was exhausted and depressed, so went to bed. Had to sleep for at least an hour and a half, and then got another nap on the couch before we went downtown. Yeah, I think it's pretty hard to go downtown after a loss like that, just to enjoy the whole, like, just the vibes were not high.
Also, I felt like a ton of people went to the game, to the UW Boise State game. For those that are curious, I feel like a lot of people went to the game, so that's why downtown felt like kind of dead almost. Like the regular people weren't there and shit. Like it wasn't as packed. Like I feel like a lot of people went to the game and it just wasn't the same vibe.
Yeah, no, for sure. I forgot to mention this last episode, but I just finished watching The Sopranos, and that is the greatest show of all time. I will stand it here. If anyone wants to watch it, it's on HBO Max. Go watch that show. It's 6 seasons. They're about an hour long each episode, 13 episodes each. But it is I was watching, after that, I watched like 2 hours of breakdown videos just talking about the whole series. And they mentioned something that was really, I noticed when watching it, they never leaves an episode on a cliffhanger, which I love because sometimes it's so frustrating to listen to or watch a show and be like, oh my gosh, like these, having the cliffhanger there just like frustrates me because I can't like stop watching it, kind of thing. So it's frustrating in that sense, but this show does not do that, and it's really nice. They have all the action into 1 hour, and it's almost like a mini movie inside of each episode. Is like its own movie. It's got its own
movie
arc. It's got the climax of the episode, and then it's got the happy ending, however you want to interpret it. But it's got like its resolve, like it finishes off. Usually they're together as a family, kind of stuff like that. So it's a great show. Anyone who hasn't watched it, watch it. But yeah, I forgot to mention that last week. But Cody, how was your week leading up to game day?
It was pretty good. I went live for the first time for my fishing channel on TikTok. I kind of did not my more authentic trip. Normally I'm down by the river, either on the Snake or the Boise, but I decided to go to a pond that I've caught fish at before, and I was just kind of looking to have like the best internet for my first live, so I can interact with everybody and stuff, and it went really well. I think I had about close to 860 viewers over like an hour and like 10 minutes. So that was pretty cool. I had a lot of people stop in, tell me where they're from. I think I had one guy like from out of the country. I don't remember where he was from, but he put his flag and I didn't really recognize it. I'm not, I'm not a fucking genius with that. So
geographically savvy.
I was just like, oh, cool. You're from somewhere I don't recognize, but it was pretty cool. I had some people that follow me hop in and say what's up, and then I had a few younger kids, some high schoolers come in and start memeing it up a little bit. They kept me entertained, I guess. It was a little cringe, but it was good. Sean and Hunter Calkins, shout out them. They showed some love, dude. They're in the live for a lot, giving me a lot of likes and some gifts.
We got him.
I don't really
he had
understand.
1,000. I don't get
like
those
1.2 thousand likes. And they sent some of these gifts, so that was pretty cool. I ended up catching a few.
How much was in your bank account? How much was in your account?
I made $2.64.
Yo,
fuck yeah! There you go.
So we're high rolling.
But, that's an energy drink right there,
dude. Yeah. It's $2.64 I didn't have. So, yeah. I mean, I the fish at these ponds, a lot of them are, they're a lot smaller. They're not going to be as big as they are in the river, on the Snake and some stretches of the Boise. So, I was getting my bait stolen all night. I think I ended up missing one on live, but it was a tiny little guy.
That's when I joined because I asked if you caught one and you were like, I literally just missed one. Like it just took my bait.
Yeah, I just had two. I mean, I had my river set up on. I was too kind of lazy to change it, and I was like, you know what? I'm probably not going to catch anything over a few pounds. I have had good luck in that pond before in like the previous summer. Caught like a 5 or 6 pound catfish out of there. I think I ended up losing one with a buddy when I was out there, but it was all small catfish. It was still fun, but it was good to kind of get that first live out of the way. I was a little nervous, so but it went pretty well. I mean, after that, I think I ended the live, and as soon as I ended up getting the catfish that ended up or the catfish that stole my bait on live, and he was probably the smallest catfish I've ever seen. But he ended up swallowing my fucking hook, so I had to keep him. But yeah, leading up to that, we had, like, Yaya and Sean said, we had a bunch of people over for the game. It was cool. It was nice having people over. It wasn't the outcome we wanted. I was super, dive, into the game and hoping for the best, and it just didn't go our way. But I still had a lot of fun, so it was a good time.
Yep.
Yeah, I think we had a good lead up. We were very excited for this game. We'll get into that in a bit later, but first we've got a new segment that I actually just thought of about 15 minutes ago. This is something we're gonna try to do weekly. Keep notes of it during the week. We want to hear your guys' thoughts. If you guys have any of these as well, send them to us. But this week, the very first time, it's called Winners and Losers. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna bring up something that happened during the week, something current event-ish.
You saw on the internet.
Yeah,
Just
something you saw on the internet, some kind of story, and have one person being a winner, one person being a loser. So winners and losers. Yeah, let's see and hear from you what your winners and
Perfect.
losers this week are.
First up, winner. My buddy Caleb Carlson, shout out.
Holy shit, dude, that's a big elk.
Today was, I want to believe, or September 1st was first day of
Opening day.
Yeah, it was opening day for elk
archery
season. And Caleb and my buddy Hunter came down with a big bull elk.
That is a
And so
massive
That is
fucking elk.
huge.
It's
That is
a
big boy.
massive
Where'd they
elk.
shoot that one?
To be honest, I have no idea.
Was it in
I think-
Idaho?
I think it was in Idaho.
Okay.
Wow.
But
That's a
because
big
I
fucking bull.
say that because I know that they've hunted in Idaho before and they kind of stay in Idaho. So for those of you that can't see on if you're listening on Spotify, probably not gonna be able to see it, but if you're on the YouTube, you will. It's a 5x6 bull elk, and this is them packing it out.
That is a
And
big elk.
it's
Congrats to
a
them,
big
dude.
elk. Yeah, Caleb Carlson played
That is
baseball with him.
massive.
And then Hunter Pike here, he was the catcher, and then Caleb was our shortstop for 4 years, and then he was. So I've known them for a long time, and
That is a big fucking elk, dude. That's a big boy.
saw this on Instagram today, and we started talking about winners and losers, and I was like, can't think of a better winner.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
That's a shot of a lifetime right there.
Mm-hmm.
Winner.
Yeah, I don't know the details, but I'll text him and kind of.
Yeah, let me know how far he shot that from. I had some guy. Well, not a few of the guys that I follow on that are Idaho guys. They're all getting ready for open season, but this was like a few weeks ago, and I know some of them do some elk hunting. So I know there's some big ones in the state, and it gets harder with that bow. And I think opening day for archery hunting, I think was the other day,
September 1st.
Yeah, so right there, that's impressive though.
So
great shot,
Caleb Carlson, winner of the week. My loser of the week, Sean, if you'll flip it back.
Oh,
United States basketball, men's basketball. It lost to Lithuania today in the FIBA quarterfinals, and it actually disqualified them from the Olympics.
Yeah.
Big L.
Dude, USA sports have just been soccer, women's soccer recently. Now it's just like,
I mean, our soccer team, we shit the bed.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know. Like we shouldn't be losing to Lithuania. At one point,
soccer doesn't count.
Lithuania was down 21 points at one point, and they came back to beat the United States. So
God, we gave up a 20-point lead,
20-point lead to Lithuania, and they
Yikes.
lost. So yeah,
not
biggest
good
loser
looks
of
at
the
all,
week.
fellas.
That's embarrassing.
yeah.
Especially not making the Olympics. Basically the country that runs basketball, or at least has in the past,
That's
losing
embarrassing.
like that. That's just
It's
that's
just
embarrassing.
not. not okay.
No, not at all. Damn.
But yeah.
Cool. Cody, what about you?
So my winner of the week is kind of going into the college football side is Deion Sanders.
Wonder?
I am just kind of blown away. I mean, you kind of look at the game and then TCU was a 21-point favorite. Everybody thought that nobody believed in them. Nobody believed in them. All the writers, all the broadcasters, the reporters, they all said they were going to lose. Nobody believed, and they came out and they won. It was a high scoring, close game, but Deion Sanders and the rest of the fellas took care of business, and that's my big winner of the week. He came into the interview after, and the same reporter was there. He's like, "Do you believe now?" And then the guy was stunned. He just didn't even say anything.
I
And
saw
like,
that clip
"Believe."
on
And then he
Twitter.
said, "Believe in what?" He's like, "You don't even believe, man." Next question. Dude, I love Deion Sanders. I think that guy's a hell of a fucking coach, and I really think Colorado's going to make a run for that Pac-12 championship. So be on the lookout for them.
Okay.
Then going into my loser, as you guys know, I am a huge Oklahoma football fan. Besides Boise State, that is my team. They just beat Arkansas State 73-0, and there's a video kind of going viral of Butch Jones. For
The
all you
Arkansas
college
State
football
head
fans,
coach.
everybody knows who Butch Jones is. He's an intimidating looking guy, in my opinion. He's coached all around, and I just love seeing him in tears. It just put a smile on my face. He was crying on the sideline. A lot of people probably will hate that I'm saying like, oh, they're running up the score. I don't give a fuck. They're sending a message. That's what you do. You send a message to the rest of those guys in your conference, like, be ready to play us. So I'm hoping Oklahoma keeps that. Oh, here's the clip, dude. Or a picture. Look
There's
at
the
him,
photo,
dude.
yeah.
And then his player comes and pats him on the back like he didn't know they were going to lose 73-0.
Yeah.
But, this is the thing is like these smaller schools, they're like, oh, like 3-4 years in advance. Like, let me sign this contract because we get a shit ton of money. It's like, what do you expect is going to happen, Butch Jones?
I found the video.
He didn't have the job back then, obviously, but oh God, look at him. That's great.
Dude,
You're an asshole, man. You're an asshole.
I mean, look at that, dude. It's just an absolute he's in despair. He is going home and he's taking out the best whiskey bottle he's got from cabinet and going to fucking town.
Yeah.
I fucking love it, dude. Some people fucking hate me for it, running up the score. I don't give a shit. It's sending a message to every other team. And shit, you signed the contract. So you wanted all that money. You got
this just came up. Speaking of The Sopranos, it says when Butch Jones players see him crying on the sideline, I'll narrate for you guys if you guys haven't seen The Sopranos, but I'll tell you one thing I'm not ashamed to say. My information, Sacramone, man, just fucking plummeted. Give a break. It's an emotional day. Crying like a woman? It's a fucking disgrace. The fucking coach turned into a fucking pumpkin. Cinderella didn't even cry.
Cinderella didn't even cry. Yeah, dude. Zooch is like, you need to send an apology to fucking Butch Jones right now. And I was just like, I just started fucking dying laughing. I love that shit, dude. There's I think there's a good amount of high scoring games like that. Fucking 80-7, Oregon versus Portland State.
Oregon, yeah.
So that was a funny one. But yeah,
I don't know if you'd say funny, but yeah,
I find that hilarious.
Wait, what don't you find funny about it?
I don't know. It's just like it's expected. Like it's Portland State.
Well, it's 80-7. I think it's the highest scoring football game since 1983 in college football. So I find that funny as fuck. Portland State getting hyped up in the locker room, like, holy shit, boys, we got a chance. No, you don't. No, you don't.
Okay,
you're gonna get your ass kicked, and that's what happened.
I think they knew they were going to lose. I don't think they knew that they were going to lose that bad.
Oh, there's some guy in the locker room that, there's always a few guys in the locker room. They're like, oh, we're going to come out and we're going to hit these guys, like all that shit. And then, what happens?
He's like the guy that get pulled up from JV to play his first varsity game. And he's like trying to get hyped. But then he just breaks his arm, like third play in.
It'd be like three guys with a podcast that are hyping up Boise State football to beat Washington and then end up crushed after the game. Yeah. Relatable. Anyway,
I couldn't find him. I felt like I knew him, but I just couldn't find him.
Don't know.
Anyways,
yeah, cool.
Who would be stupid enough
so-
to do that?
Yeah, who would believe in that? Who would believe in that team?
I don't know.
Don't know. But for my winners and losers of the week, I'll start off with the winner this week. I don't know if it was this week exactly, but regardless,
We're gonna call it this week.
a little backstory here. This girl and her mother went to Morgan Wallen concert, and the lady in question, the winner, the daughter of the mom, is in the bathroom, doing her business, and this girl comes up to her and to the mom who's guarding outside the front door. I'm not sure why, maybe the lock was broken, but they then get into like an altercation, which then leads into the mom getting shoved by this girl. Mind you, the girl who she's like fighting with is a younger girl. I'll pull up the video now, but just watch from here.
They are getting.
But yeah, there's them. That's some random girl that just walked out. But these two girls are just beating up on the mom. And then this girl, the stomper romper, she comes out of nowhere,
Here she
just fucking
comes,
yanking
dude.
these whores, coming in as she
Oh
should,
my
sticking up for her
God.
mom.
Just
Fucking
beat.
beating the fuck
Oh,
out of these girls.
damn!
Yeah.
He's laying haymakers.
No, she's
Not
coming
the
out and
boot
fucking,
kick.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, dude.
Oh my.
It's the romper stopper.
Oh
God,
yeah, dude. And
bro.
then the other girl just goes in the bathroom. Oh no, that's mom. She's grabbing something.
Yeah.
That's
But yeah,
awesome.
these
the
girls
shit
Fuck
out
yeah.
of them.
absolutely were just, I think the mom's in the white little cardigan thingy right there,
Yeah,
whatever the fuck that
yeah.
is. But these two bitches
Dude, she comes in fucking hot, dude.
comes in hot, grabbing the hair and everything.
She just walked
you
up so
should.
calmly too. It was just get
pulls
them
them
out of
out.
there. Oh my goodness,
Watch this punch right
dude! Just
Oh,
boom!
God damn.
oh,
And
did
then
she
the kick right into the face.
And then
There's
the
the
mom
mom
fucking
fucking
throws her
Oh
down.
my
Yeah, getting her
God.
revenge.
I can't
dude.
tell. Does she grab her mother? No, there's no way. Who's that? Whose hair is
No.
that?
No.
No, she
it's-
doesn't. Okay. I
well,
thought,
she's
yeah, her mom's
still-
right there. Okay.
Yeah.
And then that's the mom in the cardigan, right?
Boom!
Bam!
Oh,
Yeah.
Dude!
so good.
Boom, dude. Look at that,
Holy
the mom just
shit! And
tosses
the
her,
mom
dude.
gets a
Fuck
lick in
yeah.
too.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
But she should. She's got to go pee. She's got to do her business,
Getting
but
after it.
that is my winner for
That's
the
a
week.
W.
She's an
Yeah,
absolute
dude.
dub.
Fucking straight dubs.
Yeah, just coming in defending her mom like that. My loser for this week, and this may be a little heavily debated, but my loser this week is BYU. Again on the college football grind, but they beat Sam Houston, which is an FCS school. And granted, I know they're a good FCS school, but BYU, the pompous little assholes they think they are, that they are, scored 7 points in the first quarter. And I remember checking my phone, looking at the games that were live last night, and I was like, how the fuck is BYU only up 7 points in the third quarter? They didn't score again until the fourth quarter. They scored another 7 points. The final score was 14-0 BYU and Sam Houston. But I don't know how a team like BYU that is coming into the Big 12, and a lot of this hate just stems from against Boise State, but the overall hate for BYU is strong. So the fact that they're coming into this season now in the Big 12 and they can barely beat, not barely, they didn't let them score at all, but they only went up 14-0 on a team like that is, to me, just a loser, in my opinion. You may have won, but you're still fucking losers. All of you.
Count that as a loser.
They are.
count
They're
that as a
losers.
loser.
They're losers for
But
that.
they won the
You may have
game.
won. Okay, but they're
No.
a loser.
Okay.
No, a
Okay.
loser is Baylor losing to Texas State
Well,
as
yeah,
a
they're losers
28
anyways.
and a half point underdog.
Yeah.
Go.
No, they're
That's a
losers.
loser.
Bobcats, dude.
So is BYU.
Um,
BYU are a bunch of losers for winning that game 14-0 against them.
Even though they are
They won.
technically winners, like
They won.
if you have
but
an
to me,
FCF,
Yeah.
if you have an FCS opponent and you're an FBS school, there's no reason why you shouldn't be kicking their fucking ass. Like,
one who's always saying
sorry.
we're 10th
But-
ranked in the nation.
you know, you can't be just beating a team like that by 14. It's got to be 28 plus, like 28
Yeah.
points plus. Like you just cannot be fucking around like that. Like that's just horrible.
You gotta be
Especially 7
56 to
points.
7 type
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah, it's got to be at least in the 30s or 40s, like Washington did to us. To be only 14 points, first of all, a touchdown in the first quarter, and then not another touchdown till the fourth quarter. That's a loser to me against an FCS school like that.
Yeah. Okay.
For BYU, and a lot of that just stems from BYU and they soak. But yeah, That's my thoughts. Those are our winners and losers for the week. So we'll keep tabs. Let us know if you guys have any other winners and losers that you guys think deserve a spotlight. Maybe we'll share them if they're good enough.
Yeah.
They can be about anything. It doesn't have to be college football. They can be about anything. It can be, I don't
Romper
know.
stopper. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, just anyone. If someone does some sort of L, say shout out John Bueno, but if John Bueno goes down bad again, he's the loser of the week. Kind of thing, you know.
Sniffing Bo Nick's balls, are you, John?
Not the name drop.
Hey, he knows it.
Oh,
But yeah, that's our winners and losers for the week. He knows. But yeah, let's get into this. Let's get into this game here. Overall thoughts, just initial couple sentences, just to describe how that game went. Yaya, how do you think that went for us?
not gonna lie, it was hard to watch. It was hard to watch just because Talon was like the catalyst for us. Of course, we knew that going in.
Yeah.
He put our offense in position to make plays, and we did not make the plays. I'm not gonna say he was great. I'm not gonna say he was perfect, but he had his own mistakes and shit. But I felt like when he did have a chance to like get a guy out in space, like he gave us a chance, and we just did not make plays out on the edge. Whether that's our receiving core not making plays, our run game wasn't really there. I mean, Genty like had a good game. He scored for us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
Scored twice, I think.
he scored twice. Like he had a decent game, but we got to figure out how to get Taylor. Like we got to let Taylor run. Like that's he's a runner. You're not going to force him to be a pocket passer. But if shit isn't going right, we gotta play to his strengths a little bit. I feel like we just the calls were not playing to his strengths.
No. Yeah, play call. I mean, I think again, it's this week was a big adjustment. I think from what I saw, I think I agree. I think Talon had a good game, but I think as a whole, I think just our offense as a team did not play very well. We can get into defense later, but there were just so many points where, Talon did throw some good balls to players who dropped them. But then there was also points where Talon would overthrow the ball, throw it too high, throw it too low. It's just like, there's just stuff like that needs to be cleaned up. And I think that's a week one thing. And again, Washington, Yaya kind of shifted my mind last night in the sense of Washington is a good team. No matter what we want to think about them, they're a good team. They have a Heisman candidate
A
quarterback or a favorite. And to be so beat up about this, I mean, it's frustrating, especially to lose like that much on national television is not good at all. I don't know how many positives can be weighed out of that. I think we'll see next week how we come back from that and how we bounce back. But I think overall as a team, I just think it was very lackluster. Same
one of the
defense,
bright spots that I saw was the offensive line. I know Cody will touch into that. I think that was very promising to see against one of the top defensive lines in the country, you could argue. Our offensive line did a good job, and I think that was a good positive. And I think as long as that group keeps playing well, it'll allow everyone else, and we can iron out some of those kinks, like you said.
Yep.
Like the week one jitters and all that shit in one of the hardest places to play. Like there's a lot more factors that game than I feel like Boise State fans are willing to admit.
Yeah.
Like you said, I kind of shifted your thought process on that, and I feel like not everyone has that same mindset. Everyone's still angry, which totally get it.
Yeah,
but
I still was. Yeah. I think one last thing I'll throw it to Cody after this, but I remember watching this morning the highlights after I had calmed down, and I will say there was a play. Taylor got sacked, and he had, I want to say I counted 5 seconds to throw the ball before. So drop back. He had like 3 seconds. Once that 4th second hit, he like saw no options, ran forward and got sacked. Tried to get out of the pocket, couldn't, got sacked. So, I mean, having that much time is not something we've been used to for the last couple of years, especially with Hank and how he played. It was just so many times they would just get through and stop him. And it's just like there wasn't a whole lot of the sacks that I saw, at least on that highlight tape. I didn't get to watch the full game, but the couple of sacks that I did see seemed like it was just one of those things where he had too much time, but our receivers weren't open, couldn't get open.
Yeah,
You
that's
know, it was
different.
just-
That's a different sack than
That is
just straight up losing.
same with losing. But yeah, Cody, what are your some thoughts?
I just gotta straight up say, offensive line played amazing. I gotta give
Mhm.
the big boys up front credit. They held their own.
Oh yeah,
They picked up blitzes. Talon only got sacked once. I looked
Did he?
into
Was that
some
play?
research. He
W.
was sacked one time by Washington's linebacker on that that play where he had 4 or 5 seconds, couldn't find anybody
Yeah.
open. Offensive line, they picked up blitzes. The pass protection was great. I mean, great. One sack, playing in arguably one of the hardest places in the country, 10th ranked team. I think we did great there. I got to give the big boys up front.
How many false starts do we have too?
one, I think. Two.
I think it was 2.
Yeah.
I wanna
Still,
say it was
not
2.
as many as I thought we were gonna have.
No.
Yeah,
We said 5 last week.
I think it was 2.
4 or 5.
But Talon Green, he went 19 for 39 and threw for 244 yards, which when you look at that 19 and 39, it's not great, but how many times did our wide receivers drop the fucking ball? I mean,
Yeah,
I,
no, it's
I
true.
cannot, I cannot blame everything on Talon. Yeah, he had some throws that were like, okay, you can't be throwing
Like,
that one.
yeah.
You can't be throwing it
Yeah.
there. But there's also some passes where our wide receivers dipped their hands in motor oil and it slipped right through and they dropped him. And it was I mean, it was plays where it was going to be a first down if they caught that ball.
Yeah.
It was
We can
gonna
say
be
it. There's
closer
one.
to a
There's
first
one play
down.
that I know. There's one play that I know that we all erupted, and I'm gonna call it out. Billy Bowens dropped the fucking ball. He
Yep.
had it in his hands and let it slip.
Yep.
And I think that kind of stuff can't happen because that could have changed the tide of the game. Who knows?
It
don't
was
It seemed like it was a
was-
week one thing. I feel like teams all over the
Yeah.
country were just dropping
true.
balls, like
That's
regardless of where they were playing. It seemed weird, you know.
Yeah.
I think we had a lot more drop
Jitters.
balls than
Yeah.
we should
Yeah.
have. I mean,
Oh, for sure.
you got to catch the football because people are going to look at, wide receivers drop the ball, but everything's going to fall back on Talon because he's our QB1. He's our catalyst. You said it.
Yeah.
Our leader.
I think our run defense was incredible. Watching those guys
agree.
just stuff that running game was just great to watch. Our pass rush was not great. Like we saw, how many touchdowns did Penix throw? 5 touchdowns. And I'm not gonna lie, I counted multiple times where he had 5 to 7 seconds over and over and over again to throw the damn ball. Had all day long to throw the ball. We just could not get to him.
Yeah, it doesn't
Our
matter
run
if you're a
defense is
Heisman
great.
candidate quarterback, you'll make that throw every time.
Yeah.
And a lot of people want to, you can look and blame the DBs all you want. And yeah, they got torched. They got beat like a redheaded stepchild. Sorry, since you're redheaded, but you're not a stepchild. Don't know if you guys have heard that saying, but I have. But
I've heard beat like a stepchild, but not a beat like a red. Like why? Why?
One of my
redheaded?
football coaches said that.
My buddy
why.
Cameron Waite would tell me that all the time.
Really? Okay.
I have no idea. I don't know. It's just stuck in my head. But our DBs got torched all day long. I'm not going to say names, but the announcers started getting on their ass third, fourth quarter. I mean, it was hard to watch. Our passing defense was bad. It's like they had bricks tied to their feet. I don't know what but you also have to look at Washington's core receivers. Some of the best in the
that is
country.
the best passing offense we were going to see all year.
They're quick, they're fast, and they got open. And then you can't blame the DBs and the safeties. You also have to put it on us, not our defensive line, our blitzes, not blitzing enough, not putting pressure on that quarterback because those DBs can only hang on for so long until those top receivers in the country are going to get open. It's simple as that.
Yeah.
So I think, just we got to move on. It was a big stinger, but I really think we got to clean some stuff up going into this game against UCF because, we'll get into it, but they don't look half bad.
I want to, let's say this. We got our bad stuff out of the way. The good things that I want to talk about is our man number 2, Ashton Genty. That guy is insane, and we need to use him more.
Crazy.
Yes.
We need to there's more screenplays, more. I mean, I I know someone
Get
said
him
something
involved.
about us not running the ball as good. I don't think we ran the ball enough. That's why.
Yeah, we never ran the
Um,
ball. Like I was like, why aren't we running the ball? We keep
Yeah.
passing it. We
Yeah.
keep
That's our
forcing
bread and
these
butter.
throws. Run the
Mhm.
fucking football. That
We
guy
have
can
3
bounce
guys in the
around. He
backfield
can make
that
plays.
can like actually do damage with
Yeah.
their legs.
Well, oh, I thought you meant another running back. I was
I
gonna say
meant
we only have
Halani,
2.
Genty, Green. Like that's the bread and butter.
Yeah. I think we also need to get Taylor Green involved in more of the. I think rolling him out, getting his feet moving, and if something's not open, he can take it,
Yeah.
down the sideline and get us some
This
yards.
play-
But we also have to be careful with getting him hit too much because
What
I
kind
kind of
of-
go back to that.
What kind of offense do we run? Do we run an RPO offense?
I don't know, Cody. Put it in my
That'd
hands.
probably be a Diego question.
That would
But-
probably be a Diego's huge question. I wouldn't technically say we're a run pass offense just because I mean you look at it, we didn't run the football very much. I mean, I know it's kind of like panic and like we got to throw the ball, we got to make something happen, but we just kept passing the football.
Because
So
so real quick, I was watching the LSU game tonight and watching Jaden Daniels play. He reminded me a lot of Taylor Green, like an older version of Taylor Green. And in my head, I was like, why isn't Boise State doing this RPO offense? Like
Mhm.
Sean, we watched the game together. I feel like some of the plays Jaden made today, Jalen can make. Like,
Yeah, I
you
can
know
see
what I
that. Yeah,
like
I
not-
think
maybe not as efficient as a passer,
Yeah.
but like some of those run designs, I felt like Daniels
I
had
think-
a lot more space to run. And
Yeah.
I don't know if we could do that.
I don't know
you
if
I
this
think we-
was what this was a test for because we have a new offensive coordinator. I don't know what his game plan was going into this. Clearly, it was definitely pass heavy. This play here I want to show is what I want to see more out of this. If it was clear image, I think this is Ashton right here, but it's a screenplay that results in a 48-yard touchdown, which was fun to watch.
Mhm.
Here we
Yeah.
go. But yeah, right here, he gets out and open. Like he's so fast, he's gone. He breaks a little tackle here, stiff
Makes a
arm.
move, yeah.
move, and he's gone. And he's a big
Like-
dude too. He can make plays. He's athletic. He's big. Get him involved.
is.
I don't care if it's out of the
Yes.
screens. Fucking change the running game and run a fullback back there. Make him pop the
Mhm.
fucking linebacker. If he gets past the linebackers, he's busting it for 50, 60 yards. He might get caught every once in a while, but most of the time he's making a move and he's fucking gone.
This
Get
one
him
too.
involved.
These
We
were-
saw him making plays, right? Like
This is our other one right here. This
It's
is a
fun
run
to watch
play.
him play,
But
man.
this
look at
one,
this
two
right there.
two guys. He's oh my god, I didn't even notice that.
I mean, it's just look at the athleticism.
Stiff arm
and the
two guys.
strength.
Look at that.
The
Yeah.
strength. Give him the ball. Give him it. I don't care if we
Feed him
got to
the
change
rock,
the
man.
offense around. Get a fullback back there.
Here's that
Start
chemistry I was
blocking.
talking about right
Let
here.
him go. Let him go.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, there it is.
I think yeah, I mean I think more plays like this need to be shown.
Well, like that play right there could be developed into 3 different plays. You can give
Yeah.
the ball to Genty. You can throw the ball if you're Green, or you can also
Run it.
run it. Like there was an option to run it there, and he
Yeah,
needs
yeah.
to. We need to run that play more often, so then Talon can run it.
yeah,
No, I agree.
I agree.
Because
I
as
think
soon
even
as they
there, like-
respect Genty enough,
And that could have
you
been
go-
an option play too. I mean, look at the receiver
Like,
here.
right
He's
there, he's-
coming.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah,
It's just like you want to get more. I want to get more looks like that to where
Yeah.
he has the option to do that.
Yeah, and that'll open up the passing game too. I mean, if you can run the ball, that's a very
Saw it
like
tonight.
yeah, it's a very generic thing. If you can run the ball, you can throw the ball.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Or at least have better options to do so. Like when they know a pass is coming, they're
They
gonna
drop
probably stop
bait.
the pass.
Yeah.
But if
You
you
know,
can
I
run the
said
ball on a
this.
blitz,
Yeah,
go
I mean, you got to be able to run the ball to be able to do anything
Yep.
else. But I think like I said before in last week's episode, it's the chemistry between I think in the passing game, it's the wide receivers and the quarterbacks, and they just did not have it. They didn't.
Yep.
It was either drop balls, Talon not getting the ball quick enough, Talon kind of squeeze in, try to make a play. I
felt like he
think
didn't
it's
have
like-
any bad decisions though. Like there was some
No.
balls that he like shouldn't have thrown, or maybe like underthrew or whatever.
Yeah,
Like
I
the
wouldn't say it
throw
was like a
itself was wrong,
horrible
but he
decision.
wasn't like trying to throw in a double coverage. He wasn't making the wrong read. Like the idea and the intention was there. He just didn't execute.
And
You know what I mean?
And it doesn't always all fall on him. I mean, our wide receivers, it's like they had bricks stuck to their feet. I
Yeah.
mean, they just could not get open for the life of them. And yes,
Yeah.
we were going against Washington, all this stuff,
Good
but
team.
you know, you
Yeah.
got to make plays, you got to get open, you got to want it. So,
Yeah.
I
Any
think it just
closing
falls back
thoughts on the
that.
game?
Girl,
your
I'm excited
last
for
little-
UCF.
Yeah, I'm pretty pumped for UCF. I hope we come out the gate hot. I mean, I think we came out pretty good that first quarter
exciting.
against Washington.
Yeah.
We scored first, 3 and out. You know,
They went
I
3
think
out.
we,
Yeah.
I think it's just we do that, we start putting some points on the board. I don't think UCF's coming back.
I agree. I mean, I think this UCF team, who
They're
they play this
fast.
week? They played
Kent State or not?
Kent State.
No,
Yeah, they played Kent
yeah,
State.
they played Kent State. Sorry, it was
Yeah,
a late.
they beat them.
Was it a Thursday night?
Yeah. Who did? Yaya, did you watch that? Someone was talking about their, I think defensive line, and like what we were matching up against. How we see.
I didn't
versus
watch it
us.
personally. No.
I watched the game. UCF guy, and I'm gonna pull up their roster real quick. He was massive. I think he wears like number 2, so kind of hard already.
Yeah, that is.
Defensive
Casting
lineman with a single digit.
Yeah, yeah, that is.
Yeah, I was watching the game. Kind of the two things that I was looking at was this guy they have named. He's on the offensive side of the ball. I think his name is Johnny Richards. Smaller guy. He plays running back. Senior out of Florida. It looks like Johnny Richardson. So they have 2 zeros. They have a linebacker and then a running back. This Johnny Richardson, I think that's one guy that we're gonna have some trouble with. He is extremely fast. I saw him get the ball and just was as explosive as you can get. Like I saw him get the ball and just make plays out of nothing. And yeah, they're going against Kent State. But I mean, he was extremely fast. That kind of worries me. Looking at our defense and not being the fastest in the secondary. But I think we got to shut him down. He played extremely well against Kent State. He was just an explosive guy. He was getting after it. And then their defensive tackle, I saw, he's 6'4", 320 pounds. Lee Hunter out of Mobile, Alabama, redshirt sophomore. He is a big dude.
Number 2. Oh my God, that guy's huge.
Number 2, and he's only a sophomore. That guy looks like he has 30 and a fucking mortgage to pay. That guy was
Jesus
huge.
Christ.
I mean, absolutely massive.
Oh, he's from Auburn.
So, yeah, he played his 2021 season before that I think 2 seasons before because the damn COVID year. But he is the one guy that I was looking at just being able to stuff the run, dude. He was in on a lot of tackles against the run, and he was a big son of a bitch, dude. So I think we're gonna have those 2 players that I just mentioned from UCF is gonna kind of be our trouble of the night. On offense, our offensive line is just gonna have to get after it and just keep that guy away from tailing him. He's a big dude, he's fast, and he's intimidating. That guy's big. And then number 0, fast, very small dude. He's like 5'7", 170, so not huge, but he's probably one of the most explosive players I've seen in college football. I can't, like, across the country. Like, I'm not even trying to be biased right now. Like, the guy was just insane. So I'm gonna stop sharing. But
cool. Yeah,
I think that's our 2 guys right there to look out for.
Yeah.
But that's just
I think with UCF, I don't know. I think a lot of our problems, I hope, I can't foresee the future, but I hope that all the problems that we had versus Washington is not going to be the same because of the skill that UCF has with even their DBs and their wide receivers. I'm hoping that our secondary and our receivers can do a lot better job handling those guys against UCF. Now UCF is a good team still. I'm not going to throw them off the door like there's some Sam Houston State that we could beat 42-0. And yeah, I'm not going to count them out. I mean, I think there's still a lot of work to do. I don't think this is an easy win by far. It's going to be a good game, going to be a close game.
Mm-hmm.
If we get our asses kicked, I don't know what I'm going to do for the rest of the year. I'm going to be pretty sad.
I mean, yeah, it's gonna be it's gonna be a
What's your
close one. I
guys'
mean, we got to look back at this last time we played them. This is a revenge game. I
Yeah.
think.
It is. They're a different team now, though.
We gotta. Yeah, they are. But I think
So are we.
I think we shouldn't have to go two games down to them. I think we got to take this game and kind of get that record straight, or at least tied up. But yeah.
This is one of the biggest group of 5 games that's going to happen all year. I think the fact that it's happening week 2 is kind of big. But I was curious.
Aren't they in the Big 12 now?
UCF?
Yeah.
They are in the Big 12 now.
They are?
Yeah, they're in the Big 12 now.
Track that statement.
Yep.
Yeah.
I saw it on their field when they were playing Kent State. They had the little thing.
Yeah.
I was just like, y'all are gonna
This is
struggle.
Still
it's
a big game.
Yeah.
But it's still a
They
big
were
game,
a group
right?
of 5 team. Yeah.
Yeah.
They
Well, what I was curious was, what are your guys' X factors for this game? What is something other than personnel or like some outside factor that could have an effect on this game?
Run the fucking ball. Run the damn ball.
Got to run the ball.
Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
X factor? Yeah. I mean, I think
Run the
that's
football.
a key to success if you want to like we're broadcasters.
Yeah,
I think
like the key to success. What is it?
Yeah. Key to success, I think, is running the ball. I think O-line staying consistent, what they were last week, this week, whatever, last week. I think they need to keep what they're doing. I think running the ball. Cody, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I have to agree. Run the football, man. UCF is looking pretty big on defense. Like I just pointed out with that Lee Hunter guy. I just kind of did a little research on him. He was a 4-star coming out of high school, 5th overall player from Alabama, 115th best defensive lineman in the country in his class. I think it's run the ball, run right at him, run right at that big motherfucker, double team him and get up to the second level and go. You can't. Like I said before, man, to be able to pass the ball, you got to be able to run. I mean, it's a very simple thing. We all know this. Everybody knows it. Watching football, you got to be able to run the football. And going against, I think, a pretty big defense, just in size, I think just running the ball and setting the tone early, like I've said in other episodes, it's running the ball and getting Ashton Genty involved a lot more. I think that's huge for us, and that's what I think needs to happen. So just running the football and setting it up for the pass, and really having that connection with our quarterbacks and our wide receivers. Screenplays.
Get your playmakers out in space. Everyone
Get
says
them out
it.
In space, man.
Easier said than done, but
mobile.
Make it happen.
Don't let him sit in the pocket. Stuff like that. Get him running, dude. The guy has some legs, man. Get some play action going. Like, because if he's got nobody open, at least he can do is try to get a first down or try to get some yards without taking a sack or having to go out and throw a bad ball.
If you start off the game with him running a little bit, they have to respect it. Then it gives him more time to sit in the pocket. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they're not going to fear his arm as much as some other quarterbacks. Like make him hurt him with his legs first, and then you can throw the ball. Like it's kind of reverse, where it's like you want to run the ball to throw, but like with him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, I agree.
Another X factor I was thinking of was the fact that it's a home game. I think it's going to be huge that we have a big home crowd. We're there. We're loud. I think with the loss to Washington, people are going to be optimistic and shit. And I think it's important that we all show up and make it a tough place to play. I think that's going to be huge.
Yeah.
I think that's big too. Yeah.
I think we're a very, very underrated place to play in the country. I think when that stadium gets filled, I think we're rocking, dude, and I think we're loud.
Well,
they
also did a ton of upgrades to the stadiums too, like the new scoreboard, the new LED lights. Like we get to see it's gonna be a new environment. It's exciting, and I think people are still dwelling on the fact that we lost yesterday, or at least as the time of when we're recording this, lost on Saturday. I think we need to,
look ahead, one game at a time.
Yeah, one game at a time. Look ahead. But let's be excited about it. You know what I mean? Like we get a good matchup. Let's be excited.
Yeah, no, I think so too. I think that's a big thing. I mean, as a fan, like, yeah, that's all you can do is show up and be excited. But yeah, guys, I think the spread for this game, UCF is a 2-point favorite as of right now, and
I think that's a
you know
good
what?
spot.
I do too. We need to be a bit of underdogs. We can't come in expecting to win, like especially after that. I don't know how you could ever judge us in favor of beating them
Yeah.
after the game that we just played.
Yeah.
But yeah, looking deep at it, yeah, like you said, our X factor is going to be the fact that it's a home game.
It should be a sellout.
It should be.
Yeah.
It better be.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it'll be packed.
I'm getting those like Oklahoma State vibes all over again.
Yeah, it's a good
Like when
school.
they
I
were
mean,
here.
yeah, it's a competition against a good school at home. Like, I mean,
Big 12 opponent, so I think that's going to bring some more people.
Yeah,
in
Big 12
to watch
opponent
the
at
game for
home
sure.
from across the country. Like, this
who was
shit
our
does
big
not
home game
happen all the
last year that was out of conference? What we
BYU.
played?
BYU.
I don't
I
think
we had one.
I don't think we had a big game, did we?
I'm gonna look it up on my phone real quick.
Because we played Oregon State first at Oregon. Then what was the first home game?
Our first home game was. I got it up
I
right
thought it
now.
was someone.
It was just Oregon State.
No, we didn't have a big game, dude.
It was San Diego State because they were ranked when we beat them.
Okay.
And then we
So,
played
yeah, I mean,
BYU at home.
Yeah.
Fresno State at home. Like,
I mean, yeah, Oklahoma State was. Yeah, that was one last.
that was 2 years ago. Yeah.
That was a good home game. This year, like UCF, a non-conference good team that's coming here is that team. And I think we need to prove it for them. But that kind of goes into our next little segment, recurring segment that we've had. We haven't done it in a while, but it's called Over Underrated. What we do, we give a topic. This week's topic is home games. Cody, what are your thoughts for this week for our Over Underrated for home games?
So my overrated, and I don't know, people might get after me for this one, but I think our student section is extremely overrated at times. I think just in the last few years, being a student, I'm not a student anymore. I graduated last spring, but I think, especially when we are playing at home, it seems like every so often, and it's been more often than none, people leave at halftime. They get up and go, and then our student section's empty.
Yeah.
I have hope with the UCF game, with a big team coming in, that people are going to stay the entire time because we're going to need it. When you look at college football and you look at home games and you look at all these big Division I teams, the student section matters.
Yeah.
The student section
I don't think
matters.
it's even.
It's not even a big part.
To me, it's not even the fact that they leave at halftime. It's just even when they are there, our students suck. Like, I mean, you're supposed to be. Those students are supposed to be drunk. I get that. We're not sober, but like, there's no energy there. There's no excitement.
Like
and people on their phones sitting down.
Everybody. Like,
we do
because we care.
Yeah,
it's like you see people sitting down. And it's just it's ridiculous.
Like a third. That's a perfect example. Third down. Fucking. There's like 3rd and 4. You need a big stop here for the game.
Get loud.
And these fuckers are sitting down. Yeah, they're not loud. I remember countless times being in the student section, just being like, "Stand the fuck up!
Yeah, like
get
loud.
Going, like just shit like
let's
that."
Go.
Yeah.
It's just like stuff like
Cody
that just pisses me off. Like, it's just like, I had my shirt off, waving it around, getting fucking rowdy, dude. Like, I'll probably end up keeping my shirt on this season just because, not a student anymore. Got to be a little bit more respectful.
Fuck it.
But it's stuff like that, dude. It's just like they'll get up and cheer after being on their phones, like when we drop a 50-yard bomb or something. Somebody goes to the fucking house and they didn't even watch the play. They're like, "Oh, everybody else is cheering. Why don't I?" Like, get up and get loud. You leave at halftime. You see people sprinkling in, getting out here, getting out there. It's like, stay the entire game. That's our advantage.
I hated that
having
the most
as many
when it was
people in
a
our
close
stadium.
game.
We don't have a huge stadium.
No,
we don't. For our
What's
conference, it's pretty big.
Yeah.
But you look across the country and you look at other student sections. Yes, they have more students. Yes, they have a bigger stadium. But it's like, we should take pride in our blue turf, our home field advantage. We need to take pride, and our students need to be better at games. And it's just it's annoying having to try to get everybody going. It's just like, you should already be like that.
Yeah.
You should already be like that.
I've said it for years.
Yeah.
Why is the student section in the second level?
That too.
Why is it in the second level? It
Like
needs
as
to
that
be in the
first
north
one,
end
but
zone.
you barely see
It
them.
should
The
be
whole thing covers them.
The north end zone.
No,
It should
no,
be
it
the north
shouldn't.
end zone
It should be the south end zone. The north end zone's a good cheap spot to get tickets.
or the south end
As
zone, the one towards the football facilities, right?
no, that's the north. The new one underneath the new scoreboard, having it on that side.
No,
The north
I
end
think the
zone
other one.
is no north. Why north end
Because
zone?
it's already next to where like the bottom part of the student section, so you make it the corner,
Oh, I see. I see what you're saying. And that's where they come out too. That would be kind of
and
cool.
that's where
I
they
think
come
just in
out. I
general,
just think
we're lazy fans. We're lazy, not lazy fans. We got some pretty diehard fans, but our student
freaks.
section,
Yeah.
they're lazy. They're lazy.
yeah.
They don't.
I think
a lot
I
of
just
they're
them
don't
lazy
think
care.
because it's in the second.
And it's
It's in the second
frustrating.
level. They're not close to the game.
It's frustrating. You
Yeah,
got to be up. You
but-
got to be ready. You got to get after it. Like, come on now. Like, you know,
I mean, our student
this is
section
why
does
they
go
call
on
it
the
a home
bottom.
field advantage. You know,
Mm-hmm.
home
I
game
know.
advantage. That's
also-
why they call it. Like,
I
us
also think
fans.
we don't, as a student section, we don't have that tradition or that song or that thing.
No.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yep.
Like the one that comes to mind is like Wisconsin student section does the jump around.
Jump
Oh,
around,
yeah.
dude.
Like every
Hard.
third quarter they do that. Or different traditions all over the place. We don't have a thing
Yeah.
that we do that's like cool.
Yeah. That's just a part of our history, man. I don't think that's just what's not in our cards. I think
Yeah.
it should have been. Who I watched the reel today, and they were saying that it's a good take. Wasn't mine. This isn't my take, but Boise State has always been the Cinderella of college football. We've always not recently, but
Mhm.
in the last since Kellen Moore all the way up until like that decade of like hype of college football, we were always a Cinderella, but nothing came out of that. Nothing progressed
Yeah.
forward. We like Cinderella was never Cinderella forever. This is his words, not mine. Cinderella was not Cinderella forever. She lived happily ever after and went on, right? She wasn't always that girl who was getting picked on by the stepmom and stepsisters. Like we keep getting that, and like we should have had that point where we were so good and had all this momentum to carry us maybe to join the Pac-12 at that point or whatever it was, like all this stuff. And it's just, we've kind of just died out and fizzled out. And I hope that doesn't happen. I hope it doesn't fizzle out and we're just some fucking, I don't know, Nevada or even Fresno
Yeah,
in San Diego State.
mediocre.
Like, I mean, San Diego State's pretty good, but yeah, I don't want to be mediocre in the Mountain West. That's not what we should do. We should be able to capitalize on this new 12-team college football playoff where we can jump in at the 12 spot because we're the
And
best
be
group of 5 team.
Be the group
Yeah,
of 5 team. Yeah, I agree.
but I don't know that's going to happen because we needed that push, and I don't know.
See, to me, teams like UCF have made that jump. Yeah,
Exactly.
they claim they won the 2017 national championship, but they've made adjustments to their
Exactly.
stadium. They've got the recruiting now. They're getting
Yeah.
4- and 5-star guys.
Yeah.
They're like
We had
they're
that. Hank was
getting
4.
better every single year. They're
Yeah.
getting better
Yeah.
every year.
I mean, you look at the Kellen Moore era, boys. I mean, they beat my
Exactly.
Sooners. They beat Georgia in a bowl game.
No,
2011, I
Kellen
believe.
Moore era was one of the best college football
Like,
teams
It's like
in the 2000s.
Boise State wouldn't have even a shot against Georgia now, and it's just like they beat
The
them in
reason-
a fucking bowl game. 2000 fucking.
I'll
I
put
think
it-
was 2000.
I'll put a date to it. Georgia, I think so. I'll put a date to it. Coach P, when he left in 2013, once he was gone, that's like he left because he knew he wasn't going to be able to get. Yeah, that was the BCS, I think. Might have playoffs then.
2014 was the first college football playoff.
So yeah, we lost him right before that, but we still wouldn't have made it. But after that year of having those good teams, we should have been pushing forward, right? And I think we lost Coach P because of that, because he knew that there was no chance, and Washington was a chance for him to go into that. So that's why we lost him, and that's why I can put that date on when we should have jumped is before Coach P left.
Oh, we didn't.
I also
even,
think Jeremiah Dickey coming in, our
Oh.
AD,
AD,
I think that had a lot to do with it. Our AD before sucked.
yeah, that's
I
true.
think it was also an administration thing that kind of like handcuffed us, I guess. I don't know
Yeah.
what the right saying is, but like we should have been pushing forward and we weren't. We didn't have the backing of our administration to do that, whereas we do now.
Yeah.
Like I feel like our athletic departments across the board are all trying to push forward. It's a lot harder now because we're behind the curve.
Okay, we spent a lot of time on this.
I was
one.
gonna say,
It's
yeah.
a long
Oh,
overrated.
I have
Yeah.
Cody, what's
I
your
have
underrated?
underrated. Oh, just to kind of correct myself, we beat Georgia in the Chick-fil-A football
Kickoff.
That's right.
opener,
Kickoff.
35-21. Then we lost bad against Arizona State in the bowl game. But they had Martin, God, what's his name? He rushed for like 150 yards. They had a hell of a
Doug
game.
Martin.
Whatever. Yeah, I don't know. No, it wasn't. No, I don't know who it was. Something Martin, I believe. Somebody correct me.
For
Diego
Georgia?
Zuch. No, it was for Arizona State. They played him in the bowl game at the end of the year. They ended up playing Georgia like first game or one of the kickoffs. Like it was on live television. We ended up beating them 35-21. But my underrated, and I don't think a lot of people look at this one, but the walk to the stadium from wherever we're at, whether it's
I almost put that.
That's a
our
fire
house,
underrated.
whether it's from end zone, I just love seeing
is so
the
fun.
entire strip closed down, events going on, people drinking, people playing cornhole.
Oh, you're getting me excited.
Bars getting going. You know,
I'm
you
torqued.
can hear, you can hear all the tailgates going off. Everybody.
You
is
see
just
all the fans
Boise
walking.
State
Like,
football.
everyone's
See
just
everybody,
walking, and it's like,
rally as a city behind our team. And I just love that shit.
Yeah.
I just love walking and seeing everybody and, getting to the stadium or getting to where we're at before the game and just seeing that many people coming out to support the Broncos. So
I think for
my underrated.
Yeah. For us in specific from where we start on Leadville, from where we go all the way walking down, and then we hit end zone. We see Suds in end zone, the liveliness there. We cross the street. We're getting it's the anticipation too, right? Like you're about to start, the game's about to start soon. Walk over there, cross the street, city or the streets all closed off, walking through the parking lot all the way to the student gate or whatever gate we're going to. It's just the excitement. That's a great one. I almost put that. Yeah.
My overrated one is courtesy of Libby Price because mine's Rattling Bog. Fucking hate it. It's annoying. I feel like no one actually enjoys it unless you're a real alcoholic, Libby. And I just don't have fun doing
Love you,
it.
Lib.
I would rather play a different game or do something. I just think it's
every
overrated.
time I hear that fucking song now, it's just it was fun. It was fun, but now I'm at a point, and I think it'll be it's because we're still here, but once we move on with our lives and in 10, 5, 8 years, when we're 30, we're all like at a game together or something and hear that song, it's going to be a good time.
Then it will be fun. As of right now, it's overrated.
As of right now, that game fucking sucks, and I don't want to hear it.
I don't want to hear it, but I love that game when we used to do it a lot. I personally love doing that shit. The energy was up. Everybody was surrounded, getting after it. I think it was kind of a
That's
moment.
The thing, it's the energy.
But
no, it was always a good
now. Rattling Bog can suck it. I can't do it now. I just you get stuck like somewhere in the middle or last. You're fucked. Like,
I've been through it so much. Yeah, I've been through it so much. Even like on your guys' bike bus that we did for the graduation.
We played that.
We played it on there, and it just every time I do it, I'm like, I know what's coming. Like it just what's going to happen. It's going to get longer and longer each time.
Yep.
For those of you that don't know Rattling Bog, I'll give a little backstory, but it's a song with a chorus that starts off with what is it? The tree in the hole down in the valley, yo, ho, ho, the Rattling Bog, that song. Yeah, so it's the first chorus. But yeah, it starts off with that where it's fun and you're like, oh, haha, like I only got one sentence, and then you go in a circle, on and on and on and on and on. And then eventually you're just like, okay, this game fucking sucks.
But like you go around the circle and you just drink more. You just drink until the chorus
so you drink, you have to drink. So yeah, let me explain, then I'll read the lyrics. But the song starts once it gets to the chorus of ho ho Rattling Bog wild in the valley, oh. Well in the bog there was a hole, a rare hole, a rattling hole. A hole in the bog and the bog down in the valley, oh. That's the part you have to drink, right? So during that whole part where I said, well, in the bog, there's a hole, you have to drink that whole time that song singer fucking loser Irishman sings. The very end, let's see if I can do this. The verse is very short, mind you. It goes like, ho, row, the Rattling Bog, the bog down in the valley, yo, real bog, the Rattling Bog, the bog down in the valley, yo. And then you start drinking at this point. In that egg there was a bird, a rare bird, the rattling bird, and the bird in the egg, and then as and the egg and the bird and the bird and the nest and the limb and the limb on
It's
the
a
branch and the
mouthful.
tree on the branch and the branch and the hole in the tree and the bog and the hole in the bog and the bog down in the valley. It's a lot
Just keep
slower
getting
than that.
longer
So
and longer and longer, dude.
Yeah.
yeah, it gets longer and longer and longer, and it's just painful. So I agree with that one.
Overrated. My underrated.
Overrated.
Cody kind of took it a little bit, so I'm gonna switch it up because I had a couple. I was gonna say the tailgates, like specifically in the parking lot tailgates,
Those are
but
overrated.
we kind of touched on that a little bit. So my underrated one is when we play Thunderstruck in the stadium and everyone is
I
singing
like
it,
that.
Yeah.
I like
and
that.
because we were like the Blue Thunder and stuff like that, like the marching band's called Blue Thunder. I just kind of it's fitting, and I think it's hype. It gets everyone going.
Yeah.
So.
I agree. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially when they come out, all that stuff. I will say the drinking game is also overrated. Of
Yeah.
Thunderstruck. It's a fun start, but it gets to a point.
So basically, both drinking games.
Yeah, drinking games where you chug. I can't chug. I don't want to chug.
Yeah, I don't either.
I just don't want to.
I can chug a lot, but I just don't really enjoy it a lot.
I don't want to.
I just don't want to. I can chug. I mean, like, fuck. I don't want to toot my own horn, but sometimes I can fucking chug. But goddamn, do I want to? Probably not.
Let me chug on my own pace, please. That's what I want.
So it's just
I
like
want
it's
to clip
rough
all
at
of that
times.
out of context.
Yeah.
Oh no!
Oh shit! Oh no! Oh,
There's a clip.
oh, I can chug. Oh, I can chug.
Yeah, I can chug.
I like to chug, but let me
I can
chug
gu-
at my own place or my own
Yeah,
pace.
I can guzzle it down.
I can guzzle. I can guzzle so good.
Yeah, dude. I'm the best guzzler in town.
Yeah, no, my guzzle skills are the best. Like I can guzzle for as long as I want, but let me guzzle when I want to. Don't force me to guzzle.
Yeah, my guzzle has no muzzle.
We're done.
Anyways, I'll go on mine, but my guzzle has no muzzle. That's the name of the episode. My guzzle has no muzzle. I'm writing that down. My overrated is going to be sitting super close to the field at a home game. I get the appeal to it to be close to the field, but I want to be able to see the play develop. I want to be able to watch the game and not watch it on a scoreboard, especially like I don't know. It's tough when you're sitting that close to really see everything. I don't know. I don't want to sit at the very tippy top, but there's a fine line. I think for me it would be right at the crest, the first row of the second bowl. So you have, well, I guess at ours it's kind of different, but yeah, I would just say like either the top of the first bowl is fun because you can see everything, and also on the side, almost like you're watching it on TV because like TV has the best camera angle for a reason.
Yeah, like not in the end zone.
Yeah, but you don't like. I mean, obviously, you don't want to be sitting where like super tippy top of it, right? You want to be pretty close. So that's my overrated spot. And I know some people love to sit super close, 50-yard line, like right on the dot. I've never done it, so I guess I can't really complain. Maybe it's just like a poor person problem. But my underrated would be watching the game at a local dive bar. Win the game. You still get the vibes and the energy of the game day and all the fans, everything like that. But just watching it in a group of setting of people, mainly because maybe it's because our student section fucking blows that maybe watching it at an end zone or sides. Yeah, could be that. I mean, I think anywhere you are, no matter what game you're watching, even if it's NFL, I think watching at a bar is fun. Obviously the live sport is still fun, and I'm not overrating that, but I think it's a little underlooked if you're watching it at the local dive bar.
Yeah.
In the area, specifically for like, if we're talking like dive bar, I'm talking about like in the town that the game is being played, right? If you're
like
watching
near the stadium.
Yeah. Like if like that's the best vibes there is because you get all the fun, you get all the city closure scene, all that stuff. Yeah, all that fun stuff. If you're watching like the Super Bowl at a dive bar, yeah, that's fun, but probably be better to watch it there.
Yeah.
But for college game day, if you're at a dive bar there, I think that's pretty underrated. I don't know what you guys think about that, but
I think it's like you can be your you can honestly like it's weird. It's because like not everybody's so invested to college football like most of us are, but even when it's a home game and like Sean says, like our student section sucks, sometimes it's nice to be like just yourself and not have to like look like a psychopath in front of other people. And then, you get some person be like, what the fuck are you saying that for? Like some dick fucking, at our home game one time against Wyoming, was it 2 years ago or something? Like we couldn't.
It was the clip we posted.
It was a clip we posted. Dude, we
Instagram.
couldn't stop the run. I'm sorry. I'm very passionate about the run. Very passionate about the guys with the hands in the dirt getting after it. We could not stop the fucking run. It's pissing me off. I had to say something very loud, and this guy with some crutches, decides to, chime in. I was like, don't make me, extend that vacation of you on the crutches longer, because I will. Sit down with your Boston Red Sox hat and keep quiet. But it's like stuff like that. It's just like it's nice, like when all the psychopaths, like when all of us are around, like at a dive bar, sometimes, sitting around being ourselves, screaming at the TV, doing our thing. So
and usually those people like care. You know what I mean? Like
that too.
When we score, like we all get up, we high five and shit. Like it's weird that they care more there at like end zone versus in the stadium.
Well, because they're drunk, all of them.
Everyone,
like,
all of it.
Yeah, some of the, I don't think everyone there is drunk watching the game, but yeah, I think that. Yeah, I agree. I think just watching it there, and I do want to have some games like that. Even away games are fun there too. Because if not, like everyone's there for the most part. But yeah, guys. Other than that, I think for the coming week ahead of us, we're excited for this game against UCF. Scared but excited. That builds the excitement. If it was an easy game like North Dakota, well, fucking knock on wood, Jesus Christ. An easy game wouldn't be as fun. So, I mean, good games are always fun to watch.
Yep.
Blowouts like last night, Saturday, was not fun to watch. But yeah, I don't know about you guys, but I'm super excited. I know you guys are.
Yes.
Yeah.
Gotta get after it.
But yeah, I know some of you have reached out to me about our what was it? The secret word for the end of the podcast. Shout out Garrett and Hunter Calkins. Hunter Calkins, you didn't know the exact word. It was buttermilk pancakes. But still give you props because you knew what I was talking about. You just didn't remember the word. But yeah, I think we're gonna keep doing this. So our secret word of the day to tell us, you can text us right after you listen to it too. It's gonna be 6 milligrams in peppermint. Okay. Remember
Fire.
that. 6 milligrams in peppermint. That's the first thing I saw.
6 milli gum pilly.
Yeah.
6 milli gum pilly will also count.
That will count too. Yeah. So if you're listening to this point, we want to thank you for sticking with us and let us, I don't know, listen to us talk about our bullshit that we have on our brains.
Yes, sir.
And yeah, I want to thank everyone else in our family here, Zuch and Diego. They have been pretty good the last couple weeks with their episodes. Look out for the NFL one coming.
Yes.
I want to say this week. From what I've talked to Keaton, Zach, and Anthony, I think they're filming this week or in the next couple days. So it'll probably be out by the time this is out in a couple days.
Some really good shit happening there. So tune in.
Yeah.
Like Sean said, just look out for those other podcasts. Zuch and Diego are, they're diving in pretty heavy into the, the sicko stuff of college football. And then, NFL starting up here soon, regular season starting, Zach, Anthony, and Keaton are going to be touching up on a lot of that stuff. So, we'll probably start watching a few of those games here, especially, my Niners. I'll definitely tuning in and probably watching them on Sundays if I can. But yeah, tune into that stuff if you guys are interested, in some real in-depth stuff on the NFL and, NCAA college football.
Fantasy too.
Yep. And fantasy, you got those two other podcasts to listen to.
Ladies and gentlemen, this has been episode 14 of Settle Down Podcast. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. We will catch you later.
Boom.
Settle down.